This is the most important and crucial period of your lives, for what you do now and what you decide now at this age may well determine which way your life shall go. And the question is whether you have a proper, a solid, and a sound blueprint. And I want to suggest some of the things that should be in your life's blueprint. Number one in your life's blueprint should be a deep belief in your own dignity, your own worth, and your own somebodyness. Don't allow anybody to make you feel that you are nobody. Always feel that you count. Always feel that you have worth. And always feel that your life has ultimate significance. Secondly, in your life's blueprint, you must have, as a basic principle, the determination to achieve excellence in your various fields of endeavor. You're going to be deciding as the days and the years unfold what you will do in life, what your life's work will be. Once you discover what it will be, set out to do it, and to do it well. Be a bush if you can't be a tree. If you can't be a highway, just be a trail. If you can't be the sun, be a star. For it isn't by size that you win or you fail. Be the best of whatever you are. Finally, in your life's blueprint must be a commitment to the eternal principles of beauty, love, and justice. Well, life for none of us has been a crystal staff, but we must keep moving. We must keep going. If you can't fly, run. If you can't run, walk. If you can't walk, crawl, but by all means, keep moving.
taken from us in 1968, Dr. King's legacy is alive and well, because you are living out that legacy. I have to say two other very special thank yous. I'm very thankful to my wonderful fraternity brothers, the Black and Old Gold, glorious 858. And I had to look at myself this morning as I was at the table with them, and I said, Lord have mercy, I had one purple and gold tie to my name. And I picked this morning to wear it, huh? But what I will share with you as a proud native of New Orleans, I can't scream for the Who Dat Nation right now. That ship is sailed until next year. But it is carnival time, and I'm sure enough proud of the LSU Tigers, though, so all right. And finally, in saying thank you, when I leave here, when I leave this wonderful place with you, I got to go home, back to Durham, North Carolina. And there's some people here that make home such a wonderful place to be. I'm so thankful and so honored to serve as the senior pastor of St. Joseph African Methodist Episcopal Church, and I'm so delighted that members of the church came out to support me this morning. Please raise your hands, members of St. Joseph. Now, our purpose this morning is to continue to honor Dr. King's living legacy. As I was attempting to gather my thoughts and think what I wanted to share on this momentous occasion, there are a few themes that started to come to mind. Among those, civil rights, social justice, economic justice, and voting of the list. As I thought more about Dr. King's legacy, however, I thought about Dr. King's fourth and final book, his last written work, which really embodies his legacy. The title of that book is really the question I want to put forward to you this morning. Where do we go from here? Chaos or community? Now, as I reached on my bookshelf and I started to thumb through the book, looking at certain highlighted provisions and at certain underlined portions of the book, I recalled an old expression that I learned growing up in the church. That expression is, the more things change. Y'all learned it in church too, huh? Now, in thumbing through the book and again pondering its title, Where Do We Go From Here? The emphasis on here denotes that there was something going on back there. Meaning, back there was a time of victory, back there was a time of celebration, but now we're at a point of critical decision making where we have to make a decision in where do we go from here? Let me give you an example of what I mean. Now, in posing the question, where do we go from here, and impliedly referencing a back there, Dr. King was contemplating victories of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, the Elementary and Secondary Education Act of 1965, and arguably, with all these elected folks in here this morning, arguably the most significant legislation ever passed, the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Back there for Dr. King was a time when America embraced the spirit of progressive politics, showing the world what both the preacher and the Constitution should share in common. And that is a belief that we all are equals in the sight of the Lord, and we all are made by a creator with certain inalienable rights that include life, liberty, and the pursuit of whatever makes you happy. In other words, the implied reflection on back there while asking the question, where do we go from here, meant that for King, Americans from different walks of life, Americans from different ethnic persuasions, Americans from different socioeconomic backgrounds had to all come together to organize if America had the hope of building on her recent past. Now, if that old expression is true, and the more things change, the more they do in fact stay the same. I am here this morning as part of honoring Dr. King's living legacy with a laser-like Vision 2020 focus to again ask you the question, where do we go from here? Now, my question here in January of this election year, my question is predicated on the same implication that prompted King to ask the question 52 years ago. if we are somewhere called here, we must have been somewhere with success back then. Now, whereas King's question impliedly referenced victories, including the Voting Rights Act of 1965, my question impliedly references 2 elections and the 8-year administration of America's first black president, Barack Obama. Whereas King's question impliedly referenced the victory of the Civil Rights Act of 1964, my question references the civil rights of the thousands of brown people that are being violated as children are continually separated from their families at the U.S.-Mexico border and as humans are being locked in cages as if they were animals. Where do we go from here? Whereas Dr. King's question impliedly referenced the victory of the Elementary and Secondary Education Act of 1965, my question references the fact that America currently has a Secretary of Education who's done everything she can to undermine public schools. How can we expect black and brown children to be treated like they're equals if they're in an environment that says they inherently are unequal? Where then do we go from here? What I am trying to suggest this morning, as we prepare again to answer that question, where we go from here, is that we live in a time where the current occupant of the White House does everything he can to sow seeds of division between people who are black and people who are white, people who are straight and people who are gay, people who are Mexicans and people who are Americans, people who are rich and people who are poor. So here in 2020, this laser-like perfect vision requires that all Americans come together and show that America's greatest strength is our power for diverse voices to come together and carry on King's legacy of social justice. So honoring Dr. King's living legacy and honoring his leadership and again asking the question, where do we go from here? I want to answer the question by simply saying this. From here, we come together. From here, we fight for the things in which we believe. In fact, somewhere I think it was the NAACP that said, when we fight, we win. And 2020 is the time to fight until the hell freezes over and then fight on the ice. The preacher in me likes to preach in an organized fashion. So that means I want to share with you 3 quick points. I want you to think about the message that I'm attempting to share this morning in terms of EMV. E means we've got to educate the public. M means we've got to mobilize people around the issues, and V is 2020. Do I have to tell this crowd? Vote, you already know. And vote like your life depends on it. Let me talk for just a moment about educating the public. I want to suggest that it is imperative that we educate the public, and I want to identify who the public is. They're not people who are far away. In many cases, the public is right in our own homes, because the public is many of our children. What I'm trying to say is that if somebody has not been exposed to the struggle, then it's up to us to teach them about the struggle.
That's right.
Let me tell you what I mean. I have 2 teenage children. When they communicate, they send a text message from their iPhones. When it's time to do their homework on their e-readers and their electronic books, they go to their iPads. And when you want to email them something, send it to their email address, which is @me.com. What I'm trying to say is that there is an entire generation of people who have been so caught up in creature comforts and conveniences of themselves that they have not been a part of any community that has been engaged in the politics of resistance. If I can say it like this, the 8-year presidency of Barack Obama had what I will politely call a dubious effect on our communities and a dubious effect in particular on Black America. Now, before before you throw me out of church. Let me put it to you like this. In the opening paragraph of Charles Dickens' famous book called A Tale of Two Cities, he says something like, it was the best of times, it was also the worst of times. It was the best of times because America lived up to her creed by showing that all people are indeed created equally. It was the best of times because President Obama came to office promoting equality and signing into law the Ledbetter Act, which made sure that women were guaranteed equal pay at the federal level. It was the best of times because for 8 years, my children and a whole bunch of other children were influenced both intellectually and socially and formed by an educated black man with his educated black wife and a beautiful black family who was serving was the best of times. But watch this. The presidency of Obama was also the worst of times.
That's right.
It was the worst of times because black America really started to believe that Dr. King's dream had become such a reality. We started to do a Rip Van Winkle. Passed in 1965 in the controversial decision Shelby County v. Holder, undermining so much of what the civil rights movement was all about. It was also the worst of times because we saw an anti-Semitism, we saw an anti-Americanism, we saw a type of racism that I thought was dead and gone that was unearthed by a bigot named by Archie Bunker-like bigot who put together a fusion of politics with evangelical Christians and a reality TV show host came with the television slogan, "Make America Great Again." In answering the question then, where do we go from here in educating the public, what I'm trying to say is that we've got a whole lot of teaching to do to show people that the struggle is real. So wake up and stay woke. And make sure that our voices are heard. Some people will tell you it's time to make America great again. What I say to you is that America is greatest when we embrace a culture of diversity, inclusion, and cultural competency. America is greatest when we come together, when we form alliances. So when we ask the question, where do we go from here? The answer is simply this: we come together and fight to make sure America can reach her greatness. Now I want to close by telling you this. Dr. King had many famous quotes. Dr. King was a phenomenal speaker. People will oftentimes quote Dr. King, letter from Birmingham jail. They'll sometimes quote him from I Have a Dream speech at the March on Washington. But as I think about the question, where do we go from here, and I think about this time, 2020, and all that's required of each and every one of us assembled, I want to leave you with the fierce urgency of now. We are faced with the fact that tomorrow is today. We are confronted with the fierce urgency of now. In this unfolding conundrum of life and history, there is such a thing as being too late. This is no time for apathy, no time for complacency. This is time for vigorous and positive action. So my brothers and sisters, I leave you with the same question that I began with. Where do we go from here? God bless you.
Of acknowledging and recognizing and giving out recognition and awards. Protocol has already been established. First of all, I want to thank our keynote speaker, for his prolific and powerful words of encouragement and purpose as he has talked to us this morning. Secondly, I want to thank Miss Sandra, the Midday Miss, for being our MC. I have the distinct pleasure this morning, along with the assistance of our branch president, Ms. Deborah Maxwell, to acknowledge and present the New Hampshire County NAACP branches recognition and award. There is a saying, many are chosen, but many are nominated, but few are chosen. Now, I leave that up. But it's analogous to a scripture verse that I learned. The harvest is plenteous, but the laborers, everybody know the rest of it. Amen. I just want to, at this time, give out 4 awards, and I've been told by Deborah that one of them, the person is not here. But I'm going to, I have 2 that I'm going to give out before we give out the other 2. The first one I would like to give to Deborah's friend